Head coach Johnny Torres, men's soccer team, Bluejays won 3 straight, 4 undefeated in open Big East play on Friday against Marquette. Johnny, let's start with an opening statement about opening Big East play.
How do we get 17,000 at Morrison?
What's your capacity?
I think it's 8.
Well, then that's your answer.
That's my answer. Okay. That was fun to watch last night. No, we're really excited to have yet another home match. We're on a little bit of a run now. I know a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're at home, we're in front of our fans on our home pitch, and so really looking forward to starting Big East play on the heels of this little bit of a run that we're on. So the challenge will be Marquette's a very good team, and they are right now undefeated. So I think it's a good challenge for us, and looking forward to Friday.
How important is this match? Because it's the first Big East match, but it's also at home, and that Big East schedule gets really condensed if you drop one. Like all of a sudden, the pressure kind of ramps up to be cleaner as you go forward. Like, how big of a match is this because of those components?
You know, it's a big match, but to be honest with you, that's not the way we relay the message to the guys. You know, as a staff, we know it's a big match. I'm sure the guys understand and know that it's a big match, but we're preparing for the match as we did for the last 3, which was the opponent that's in front of you in the near future, right? So we understand that Marquette is a big East opponent, but we also understand that that's our next match. And so we're going to prepare for it like we've done throughout the season, where we're taking it one match at a time, and we're just excited about the possibility of playing in the best stadium in the country, in front of the best fans in the country.
You set up the schedule because you thought going on the road to start out the year was something that could bring you together, and you weren't going there to just kind of see what you're made of. You're going there to win. But even though those results didn't go your way, now that what you've looked like now, and coming off of that, especially the way you played at home, do you feel like it made you better, even though you took some losses?
Oh, absolutely. Even though they weren't the desired results, those are valuable learning lessons. And I think we're seeing a little bit of the fruits of that now. I'd argue that if we would have played, pick your team for preseason, for the first and second matches of the season, and we won those 2 matches 5-0, I'd argue we probably wouldn't be where we are right now in regards to how far along we are in some of the valuable lessons that FIU, FAU, Michigan taught us, And so at the end of the day, I'd rather know what we're made of early on than figure it out the hard way at the end of October.
I know you talk about it quite a bit, but it seems like it's just something that is noticeable every single day. You guys are out there because of how many freshmen you have on the field. I think, now with college athletics, the inexperience has several facets. If you have a lot of transfers coming in, that's how you incorporate your new players, but it's also still, the cohesion isn't there yet. But with freshmen, is it different? Are you seeing just a different level of growth when you put freshmen through the fire and they have to come out, they have to make of it whatever they can?
I think so, man. I'm a little old school, and I think the beauty about college athletics has always been culture. And I know this day and age with NIL and rev share and the amount of money that some of these kids are getting paid, you're starting to lose a little bit of that. But we're still running as we've always ran, and that's on integrity, on grit, on culture, on values, on character, and that's how I want to run our team. And so you try to give some of these freshmen the benefit of the doubt, and sometimes some of these guys will surprise you. And for us this year, we've had quite a few of freshmen surprises. And so we're happy about that. And we're deeper, and we're a more competitive group, and we're able to give other guys an opportunity that otherwise we wouldn't have had opportunities like this in previous years. So I'm excited about the new blood that we have, and I'm excited about the returns that we have. I think we're much deeper than we've been in my 18, 19 years here. So I'm excited to be able to utilize as many people as possible.
Johnny, what's the biggest challenge Marquette presents for your team?
Marquette is a team that is a possession-oriented team with a lot of speed up top. They're dangerous on transitional moments as well. And the fact that I'm sure they're a very confident bunch now, and that they're right now undefeated. So I would say those things in a nutshell are probably things that they might look at as an advantage for them.
Do you think the fact that they haven't left Milwaukee yet could be a factor on, when the match starts at all, I guess, because of what you guys have gone through, that, this will be their first road test, and it's going to be at Morrison, it's going to be the conference opener, it's going to have a big match feel to it.
Yeah, you know what, I think it depends on each coach and what their methods are, right? Yeah, it's great to be able to be at home and start your season that way, and maybe you come out of that unscathed and you come out of that with a lot of confidence, so much confidence that you can go on the road on your 6th, 7th match and be able to overcome those obstacles, right? Our method was different this season in that we started on the road, right? So, I won't look too much into that. I'm pretty sure David Korn will have his group ready to go regardless of whether they're playing in Milwaukee at the Valley Fields or if they're at Morrison Stadium. So, they're a very good side, and I'm sure, would they rather be at their place this time around? But unfortunately, it's our turn to play Marquette at home, so we're excited to get them at Morrison.
I know I don't know if you can hear Huddy very well from just how far you guys are apart in each other in matches, but just sitting behind the end line these last handful of matches, he does not stop talking. Where does he? For a redshirt freshman, that feels different. Where do you think that comes from?
He's got good leadership qualities, and we've always known this. We knew this in the recruiting process as well, and so it's a good thing that we can hear him. In fact, I tell him that if I can't hear him from the bench, then he's not being loud enough. So it's a good thing when I can hear him from the bench. But he's got good leadership qualities. He oozes confidence, and in return, our guys feel a lot of confidence in what he can do, right? So it only helps our back line. It only helps our team defense schematics. And so I think right now he's developing nicely.
He's yelling at forwards too. He talks to everybody.
Yeah.
Does he? Is it one of those things where any communication is good communication, even if it's wrong communication, because you can put it together, or how does it work with the goalkeeper like that?
Yeah, no, I think it's just extra motivation. I think he keeps people alert as well with his voice. And you know what? He might be utilizing that for himself as well to kind of stay engaged. And so, I think it's a good thing if you're able to be vocal out on the field. But we definitely don't want wrong communication. If you're telling somebody to drop when they should be stepping, or if you're telling somebody to step when they should be dropping, that's a bad thing. So, but no, he seems to be yelling all the right things at the moment, and so we're okay with that leadership shining through.
What's training been like? This has been kind of one of your first extended breaks within the season itself. What's training been like? How have the guys kind of recovered and bounced back?
Yeah, we've tried to balance that a little bit. We're trying to lighten up a little bit, knowing that, we played, I think it was 5 games in 10 or 11 days. And this was the first week where we only had 1 match for this week. So training rhythm was a little bit different, but we tried to manage that as a staff, and we understand that, these guys have been going really hard for the last 3 weeks. So we tried to take our foot off the pedal a little bit in the training sense, but now we're ramping back up as we're 2 days away from match. So we're going to hit it hard today, and then ramp it back down or slow it back down tomorrow when it's match day -1.
Well, how many guys have scored goals for you recently? Did you guys make any tactical adjustments, or is it just those guys kind of understanding how to play off of each other to a better degree?
Yeah, this is something that we've been challenging our guys with all year, and that's we need multiple opportunities on goal, which means we need other people to get excited about scoring goals. It shouldn't just be the number 9 or the forward's responsibility. It shouldn't just be our attacking midfielder's responsibility. It's our responsibility as a whole to be able to score goals. And so if you're able to bring goals from all sides, I think that's a plus. So rather than rely on 2 or 3 guys to score goals, if we got everybody buying into wanting to get on the scoring sheet, I think that's a great weapon to have.
Were you laughing a little bit on, I think it was the 3rd goal against Oral Roberts, where Rossi and it looked like there was 3 guys fighting to get the last shot off. Is that kind of an encapsulation of what you're trying to instill in these guys? Like,
Yeah,
you
actually,
don't want to ruin it, but you also want guys hungry.
for sure. No, and actually, I laugh at that because Todd, who's from France, and is currently in intensive English classes, used some very good English words to tell Rossi to leave the ball for him, which Rossi didn't. Rossi actually scored the goal. But we got a chuckle about that after the game when Todd was telling us the story that he was actually using his English to ask Rossi to leave the ball, but Rossi didn't leave it. So,
Thank you, Johnny.
all right, guys, thanks.
Appreciate it.